A year ago, we sold our home, packed up our little 20-foot RV, and hit the road. We spent the summer exploring the coast of Oregon and Washington, and the fall enjoying the beauty of Southern California. It was a great adventure, but unbeknownst to most, we were also embarking on an even larger journey. After 3 years of infertility and 6 other failed treatments, we made the choice to try IVF. On October 7th, 2021, I went in for the egg retrieval surgery. It was a nerve-wracking few weeks before we found out we had a single healthy embryo waiting for us. While we had hoped for more, we spent the holiday season celebrating this one and hoping they would take. In January, we transferred our sweet boy, and he stuck. And he grew, and he's due to arrive this October.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
Hello, yes, that is our big news that we said last week we were going to share with you. We are expecting a baby this fall. Right now, though, it is May, and we are in Idaho, and I don't know if you can hear it. The birds are wild. They get started at the crack of dawn, like 5 a.m., and they do not stop until after 9 o'clock at night. It's crazy. Luckily, it's not like distracting. It's just like wild how prolific and noisy these birds are. Anyways, I just wanted to reference that if you can hear them. And then the rest of this video, I wanted to kind of do like a Q&A. We have gotten a ton of questions from people in our real life when we have shared with them that we are expecting a baby. So I kind of wrote them down because I figured if people in our life have these questions, our viewers might also have similar questions. So I thought I'd go through them and then answer some of these questions in regards to the full-time travel RV life and how it is going to work with a human being, a little tiny new human being joining us in this adventure. So the first question that we get from basically everyone that we have told our news to is, will we continue to full-time travel? So we do live in this RV full-time. We have not owned a home since we moved out of our home last May, so about a year ago, and then we sold it, it closed escrow and everything at the beginning of July of last year. So we have not lived in a home in a year almost. We lived in our little tiny 20-foot trailer, and then now we live in this fifth wheel where we've been since early September. So we will have been in this trailer about 13 months by the time our baby arrives. We do not plan on changing that. We do plan on living in this trailer or in this fifth wheel. However, we have gotten a seasonal site that we can stay at that is relatively close to both my mother-in-law and my parents, and it's close to where we plan on having this baby, and we can stay there about 7-ish months of the year. So we do have that home base to land and to come back to. If you call that full-time travel, you call it full-time travel. If you call it part-time travel, you call it part-time travel. Call it what you want, but that's kind of the plan, is we're going to stay living in the RV for now. We're going to see how it goes, and we have this home base to go back to for big sections of the year, but not the whole year by any means. So we're going to continue to travel, but we do have that landing spot, which is nice. Next question we get all the time is, where is your kid gonna go? Where's the baby gonna sleep? Where are they gonna fit? And we have a pretty good plan. Over here is the wardrobe. So we have these little things we call closets off to the side, which is cupboards basically. And then we have the wardrobe, which has 3 drawers and then a hanging rod. We have taken 2 of the doors off, and we have ordered a custom-sized mattress to fit in a few weeks, and actually in about a couple months, we are going to be visiting my sister and my brother-in-law and their kids for a while. And my brother-in-law is really good at woodworking, and so he is going to help us figure out a gate railing solution, fencing, I don't know what we're going to do exactly, to make it safe and crib-like so that the baby will be completely safe in basically the wardrobe. And when we purchased this RV, we purchased it with this in mind. So like I mentioned in that little minute-long announcement, we have been planning for this child for many years. And so when we purchased this RV, we knew that we were going to be starting IVF, and we were hoping that we would soon be pregnant. And so this wardrobe, its purpose has always been to eventually be a baby space. So we've never filled it up with stuff, really. And then we have some space out in the kitchen area. We have a cupboard that's down low. The plan is for it to be toys and diapers and whatever. And then we have reserved the space underneath one of the dinettes. So we have not a ton of space, but we think we have plenty for a little minimalist road baby space. We have enough space for him. So the next question we get a lot is, how is prenatal care working when you're traveling? We have a video that's probably hasn't been filmed yet, but it's coming up probably in 2 weeks, I think. I think that's the schedule. And it's going to be all about how we've been getting prenatal care on the road. And basically it involves going back to the home base a regular amount and budgeting for planes. The next question that we have gotten from a couple of people, and other people I got in the sense that they've been curious but haven't really wanted to ask because manners, is how did IVF work while on the road? So we have been traveling full time since, I guess we hit the road last July. We'd moved out of our house into the trailer, but we hadn't really gone anywhere until last July. Prior to that, so we're not probably going to talk a ton about our fertility treatment process on this channel because it's a travel channel, not a fertility channel. But just a little brief overview so you kind of get the idea is we started doing IUIs, which is a much less invasive fertility treatment, in, I want to say, December of 2020. I want to say it was December of 2020 we started doing, the IUIs. So between December of 2020 and May, late April, early May of 2021, we did 5 of those, and they did not work. And so at that time we decided, let's go ahead and try the IVF. It's much more expensive, it's much more invasive, it's a whole lot of a bigger deal, but it has a higher success rate. So we went ahead and did that, but you have to get on a wait list. So we were waitlisted to start in September, all of my medications and my appointments, and then have my procedure in October. So we had between June and August to travel, and probably that was the best thing we could do for my mental health because I've been so in the zone of fertility treatments that it was nice just to take a break and relax and then come back at it fresh mentally, which was good. So we traveled up the Oregon coast. You can see that whole playlist if you want. I'll go ahead and link it. And then we came back to our home base area and we did the fertility treatments. It took about, I think we were back for about 5 weeks, and we stayed at 2 different campgrounds in the area during that time. And then we hit the road again and we went south, and we went to Santa Barbara and San Diego. That's a whole nother playlist that you guys can watch. I think it's a playlist. There's definitely videos you can watch from that. And then we came back for the holidays, and then before we hit the road again, we went ahead and did what they call the transfer. So in October they took my egg, they mixed it with the sperm, and then we came back and did the transfer in January, where they transferred our little embryo into my body. And then we hit the road again. And then the last question that I had on my list that we've been asked by people is, what is the plan for the birth? because, you know, usually you have a prenatal team and you have your hospital, and then you come home and then you take some time off to just relax. And we're going to do that just like anybody. We have a doctor that we've been seeing. She's great. We have a hospital that we really like, and we are thinking that they're going to do a great job taking care of me and the baby, and we're going to come back to our home base area, and we're going to go and have the baby, and then we'll probably take a month, maybe a month and a half before we head out on another route. Probably it's going to be a shorter route, so he's due in early October. We'll probably do a very short, probably not even a route, we'll probably just call it a trip, a very short trip, just to kind of test the waters right after Thanksgiving. And then we'll hit the road again in January for probably a much bigger route. But we have our home base, we have our house that we'll bring with us, and that's where we'll be for those first early months while we're figuring out how to be a family of 3 and how to be, you know, parents for the first time. But we think we have a good plan in place. We're not really worried about it. I think that's about it. If you have any other questions that I didn't think about, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Just disclaimer though, if they're too personal or we just don't feel comfortable sharing that information, we're not going to answer your question. I just want to, you know, just disclaimer that so that you don't be like, why didn't they answer my question? Just, yeah, if it's too personal, we're not going to answer it. But if you have any other questions that are not, you know, too invasive, go ahead and ask them down in the comments and we'll be happy to answer them down there. Or if you have any questions, I'm going to say any questions in particular about prenatal care on the road, let us know, but I might have already filmed that video by the time this one goes up, so I can't guarantee I'll answer them in that video. Thank you for watching. Please, if you want to join us on this new crazy adventure of being parents and figuring out how to travel with an infant, you should subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys next week. Bye!